What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock, break down the market, and talk about what's going on right now, what's happening with the debt ceiling and the Fed speaker that's speaking right now as I speak, and what's going on with the market in this intraday update. Before I break anything down about this, though, before I talk about Tesla, let me just mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I am not a financial planner. Take none of this as financial advice, and also don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Put in $100 and you're guaranteed up to 10 free stocks. Anyways, let's talk about Tesla. When it comes to the market open, I told you guys expect quite a bit of volatility in the very beginning, maybe a slight sell-off in the morning as we started off, and that is what happened in the beginning. But then I warned you guys that the PMI numbers are coming out, and then the market's going to make a big reaction. So I went over both the bullish and bearish cases, prepared you guys for them based off confirmation, and I told you guys just to be ready for lots of volatility. And as a result, when the first PMI data came out, the market sold off a bit because this was not really the best for manufacturing growth. And this was pointing the direction of us getting closer to a recession. But the second report that came out reported some pretty decent data. I mean, in the beginning, the ISM manufacturing data was pretty decent, but the employment one was a little bit better than what the market had been anticipating. And most of the data was pretty decent. So the market got a very positive reaction after that. And as a result, I warned you guys about both the bullish and bearish cases. I told you that if Tesla broke below 202, you have to watch 200. If that failed us, we could get a test of like 199. That's where our EMA happened to be. I think on the hourly time frame, that was very close to where the 50 EMA happened to be. And then if we broke below that, we'd see more downside. Then I told you guys that if Tesla broke to the upside after the PMI report, watch this resistance between 204 to 205, right? If we held above 202, we'd be watching this resistance. If Tesla broke it, it's going to fly all the way up to 207. And as you can see, as soon as we hit 207, we kind of rejected a little bit, traded a little bit sideways from there. And now we're trying to push above it and continuing to push. And the next major level is going to be closer to 209 if Tesla keeps on pumping through the 207s. We're still fighting some resistance here. For now, it's looking pretty nice. And the market has some crazy stuff going on too. On SPY, I told you guys that right there's a bullish and bearish case. If we're bearish, if we turn bearish after the PMI report, we'd be watching the 200 EMA. If that failed to hold us, we could have dropped a lot lower. And then for resistance, you have to watch 418.5, right? I told you to watch that level. If we broke it, we'd probably see this thing fly to 420. And if 420 broke, there's 421. And this is very interesting now because SPY did something different in the pre-market. We have resistance at 420, 421, 423 is going to be the next major resistance around the 423s. That's at 422.99 or around there. And then if we broke the high we made right here at 422.99, SPY could get closer to 425 to 426. But for now, it hasn't done that at the time I'm recording this. And we're just going to watch it from here. The market was pumping very hard, but it slowed down a little bit after we had a Fed speaker. Harker was basically speaking, and he said some very interesting things, very mixed things about the economy. He said that the 2023 GDP growth would be below 1% in his opinion, with unemployment rising to 4.4%. He also said that revisions on wage data are cooling. He's starting to see the effects of the rate hikes. He also mentioned that right now there's not really a black swan event, and inflation is likely going to cool down in the next couple of years to 2%. He said he's going to be looking at headline inflationary numbers. He said there could be a pause in June, but that does not guarantee that the rate hikes are going to be done. And he said he doesn't think we're going to see a recession this year. If the Fed started coming down, if the inflation rate, started coming down unexpectedly, then we could cut rates. But this is not my forecast. So he said some things which are very mixed, very positive, but he did say that a recession is on the table, just not this year, in his opinion. And as a result, I mean, the market reacted very choppy to this. I mean, it started to like reject off 421.94. Now it's trading a little sideways and fighting for 422 resistance. If we do break that, I mean, like I said before, there's more room for us to keep going. For now, it's just chopping a bit, thanks to what he said. So be on the lookout. So far, he's saying some very mixed things. And on top of all of this, we have another update involving the debt ceiling. So the Senate, led by Chuck Schumer, they came out and they mentioned that they're going to continue with the review of the debt ceiling. They're going to be debating on it, and they could get a vote in as soon as Thursday night. Today is Thursday. We're very close to it. If the Senate announces the vote and they give us an approval, if it happens that fast, this could be very bullish for the markets. If they keep delaying it, then the market may not be as bullish, but we'll just have to wait and see on this. So far, it's looking very optimistic according to Schumer and many others, and this is a very good sign. McCarthy said the same thing about the debt ceiling. He said things are looking very good from the Senate's end, and they're very, very confident that something's going to get done. So once again, the majority of the news so far has been more positive for the markets, but you just have to remember that tomorrow we have the unemployment rate. That's going to be very, very impactful for the markets. So I don't really want to give financial advice, and I'm not doing that in any way, shape, or form. But let me just let you know I secured my profits. Okay. I secured my profits already on Nvidia, Apple, and SPY, and also for Tesla. Tesla's looking quite nice, but I quickly secured profits because I'm not planning on trading for the majority of the day or the rest of the day. And we'll see what happens tomorrow because of the unemployment rate. You have to be very careful with that. It could cause the market to slow down, or it could cause the market to continue to squeeze, especially because SPY has all these puts expiring tomorrow. We have over 1.3 million puts alongside less than 500,000 calls expiring. So way less puts, way less calls than puts, a 2.8 put to call ratio. If the market keeps squeezing like this, right, the market makers may use this against the shorts tomorrow, or they should at least try to help it maintain a higher level. I don't really see the market crashing extremely hard unless something very bad happens tomorrow. For now, it's looking like we're going to try to hold these levels, if not squeeze even more. Really depends on what the market makers have in mind. Even if the market closes around here tomorrow, we'd still be fine. At least the market makers would be fine too. Anyways, I'll talk more about that later on. Just don't forget about these levels. Tesla's fighting 207.5. If it breaks this, we could get closer to the 209s. We get a clean break above this. For now, just be very patient, see what Tesla has to do, and don't forget we have big data coming out tomorrow morning with the unemployment numbers, and it's always a good idea to secure profits, not financial advice. And then for the QQQ, I told you guys to watch for confirmation on it on the hourly and 30-minute time frames. Right? I told you guys that if we broke below the 50 EMA, a clean break below it, and a failure to bounce off of it, we would have seen this thing come all the way down to 345. Instead, we came below it temporarily, but we bounced right back above it, and then we ended up continuing to pump. I also told you guys that if it broke above 348.5 to this 349 area, this thing would fly to 350 plus. And that is what happened for now. That was the confirmation for this move, and it's looking pretty good. Another thing I was very bullish on was Nvidia. I told you Nvidia would probably bounce since it held support at 375. I told you it might come down to 375 and then bounce, or it might just keep pumping from here. And I told you guys it's likely going to make its way all the way up to at least 395 to 400. It's currently getting very close to 400. Nvidia is looking pretty good. It looks like it's going to reach 400. We're very, very close to it. Things are looking pretty decent for now for the markets, but like I said before, be very careful because don't forget, tomorrow we have big data, and always be careful. Also, I don't know what's going to happen with the Senate on the debt ceiling. They could approve it as soon as tonight, or it may not happen for another couple of days. We'll wait and see. Until then, thank you all for listening. I have another video coming up in a couple of hours. There are more pieces of news I have to talk about involving Tesla, but this is what I have for the time being. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Enjoy your trading. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tesla and the markets to the moon as the long term is incredibly bright, and peace out.